Hello there, lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news. Today, the 8th of June in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. Police pick 2 as LUKULU buries 7 murder victims. Organized People's Party pushes systemic reforms to address Zambia's development challenges. Independent candidate challenges ECZ over disputed ban on Kendo symbol. In international news, DR Congo court sentences 54 to death in final verdict on murder of UN experts. In sports, XABI ALONSO takes over as Chelsea manager on July 1. Join me for these and many more stories after the break. Camnet TV main news now showing on Top Star channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. A presidential candidate in the August 13, 2026 general elections has called for urgent systemic reforms, arguing that Zambia's failure to attain sustainable development despite decades of independence stems from weakness in governance systems. Speaking during a walk-in interview, Organized People's Party President Dr. Brian Mushimba said many of the country's challenges have persisted from one government to another, despite efforts by successful administrations to address them. Dr. Mushimba noted that Zambia continues to struggle with poverty, food insecurity, unemployment, and inadequate infrastructure even after 62 years of independence and the continued exploitation of the country's natural resources. He said billions of dollars worth of minerals are extracted from the country annually, yet many citizens still face hardships, including hunger among school-going children. Dr. Mushimba attributed the situation to what he described as poor systems of governance and stressed the need for a complete overhaul of structures that do not support national development. He said the campaign is centered on a systems-based approach aimed at establishing strong foundations for economic growth and improved public service delivery. Dr. Mushimba further argued that Zambia needs experienced and competent leadership capable of addressing systemic national challenges and delivering meaningful change. He said the country is running out of time to resolve long-standing social and economic problems and urged citizens to support leaders with the expertise and track record to implement reforms.
When we audit ourselves over the last 62 years and see where we are, you see that there are issues that are systemic, that have gone from government to government. Successive governments have tried to address them, they've done their part, and they've left. One common theme that we are going to speak to as this campaign is the fact that the reason we have not arrived where we want to be as a country, as a people, with wealth and prosperity, infrastructure, food security, energy security, and our children happy, going to school, well fed. The reason we have not arrived there as a country, despite billions of dollars every year being mined out of our ground and exported, the reason we have not arrived is because of how we have organized ourselves, how we govern ourselves. When we speak about systems and the systems approach for this campaign, we are speaking about completely doing away with all the things that don't speak to the right foundation, with the right material, being built by people that know, with the right blueprint. And we are running out of time. As a people, 62 years of independence, we should not be having a country where their children are going to sleep hungry. We have to fix this and fix it now. But it can only be fixed by people that know, that have a track record, that can bring, the expertise, that can bring the experience, that can bring the know-how to addressing the systemic challenges that we face. And our candidature, our presidency, our ticket is proposing that.
Police in Western Province have picked up 2 male persons to assist with investigations into the murder, aggravated robbery and arson incident that left 7 people dead in LUKULU district. The 2 individuals, identified as a nephew and younger brother to key suspect Numbo Mate, were apprehended following information gathered during investigations into the June 6 attack reported at LUKULU police station. According to Western Division Police Commissioner Ray Hamonga, one of the victims, a 29-year-old woman currently admitted to LUKULU District Hospital, positively identified the key suspect during the incident. The victim sustained injuries to the head and hand and is receiving treatment. Mr. Hamonga said the 2 men are currently being interviewed to assist police with ongoing investigations. He further warned members of the public against harboring or concealing the suspect, stating that doing so amounts to a criminal offense under the laws of Zambia. Police have since appealed to members of the public to report any information regarding the whereabouts of the suspect to the nearest police station or law enforcement officer.
The Zambia Police Service in Western Province wishes to update members of the public that 2 male persons have been picked to assist police with investigations in connection with a case of murder, aggravated robbery and arson area reported at LUKULU Police Station on the 6th of June 2026. The 2 persons are a nephew and young brother to the key suspect, Mr. Numbo Mate. The apprehension follows information obtained during investigations in which one of the victims, aged 29, positively identified the key suspect during the incident. She is currently admitted to LUKULU District Hospital where she is receiving treatment for injuries sustained to the head and hand. The 2 persons are currently being interviewed to assist with investigations. Investigations into the matter are still ongoing and more information will be communicated to the public in due course. The Zambia Police Service further wishes to warn members of the public against harboring or concealing the key suspect, Numbo Mate, as such an act amounts to a criminal offense under the laws of Zambia. Members of the public are strongly advised to immediately report to the nearest police station or any law enforcement officer any information regarding the whereabouts of the suspect. Further, as part of the ongoing investigations, crime prevention efforts, police officers visited Kabompo, Dongwe areas on the 7th of June 2026, which are suspected crossing points for stolen animals from LUKULU and surrounding areas. During the visit, officers engaged members of the neighborhood watch committees and other security personnel, urging them to remain alert and promptly report any suspicious movements of animals for verification purposes. The Zambia Police Service wishes to reassure the public that investigations are progressing well and all efforts are being made to bring the perpetrators to justice.
Independent parliamentary candidate Grace Nyirenda has condemned the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, accusing it of acting unfairly after reportedly instructing district electoral officers to withdraw or ban the use of the candle symbol by independent candidates ahead of the 2026 elections. Mr. Nyirenda, who is contesting Chilanga North constituency, said he is directly affected by the decision as the candle symbol was among those officially approved by the ECZ and assigned to him during nominations. He argued that it is unjust for the electoral body to reverse a decision on symbols that candidates selected from an ECZ-approved list, stating that such action undermines fairness and consistency in the electoral process. The candidate further warned that the move could cause financial losses and confusion among voters, noting that he and other independent candidates have already invested heavily in campaign materials such as posters, banners, billboards, flyers, and branded clothing bearing the Kendo symbol. Mr. Nyarenda also revealed that the matter was strongly rejected by more than 40 members of the political party liaison committee during a meeting held on Monday at Chilanga District Council, where concerns were raised over the timing and fairness of the directive. He stressed that any electoral management body must uphold consistency, certainty, and transparency in managing elections, adding that mid-process changes to campaign symbols risk undermining public confidence in the electoral system.
I strongly condemn the reported instruction by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to the district electoral officers to ban the use of the Kendo symbol by independent candidates in the forthcoming general election. I would like to indicate from the outset that in this matter, I am a victim. I am very much affected, as my symbol that was approved by the ECZ when they declared me validly nominated is a Kendo. This decision by the ECZ is not only unfair, but also deeply contradictory. The Kendo was among the official symbols provided by the Electoral Commission of Zambia itself for candidates to choose from during the nomination process. It is therefore unreasonable and unjustifiable for the Commission to attempt to withdraw or ban a symbol that candidates selected from in good faith from the approved ECZ list. Myself and many other candidates have already invested substantial financial resources in producing campaign materials, including posters, banners, flyers, billboards, t-shirts, and also songs at a very huge cost. It is unfair and unacceptable that the ECZ is going to go this route.
The city of Lusaka in South Africa's city of Pretoria exploring the possibility of establishing a twinning arrangement aimed at strengthening cooperation, investment, and urban development. In an online statement monitored by Camnet News, LCC said this emerged when South African High Commissioner to Zambia, His Excellency Said Kukelia, paid a courtesy call on Lusaka Town Clerk Oliver Muka at Lusaka City Council. The meeting focused on unlocking investment opportunities and addressing key development challenges facing Zambia, including rapid population growth, infrastructure development, service delivery, and sustainable waste management. The two leaders discussed how increased collaboration between the two cities could promote knowledge sharing and mutual development in urban planning and local governance. Mr. Muka reaffirmed Lusaka City Council's commitment to building strategic partnerships that improve the business environment and enhance the quality of life for residents. He said collaboration with international partners remains important in helping Lusaka respond to the growing demands of urbanization. Meanwhile, Mr. Kukelia said Zambia and South Africa continue to share strong bilateral relations anchored on economic cooperation and mutual friendship. The High Commissioner noted that strengthening ties between Lusaka and Pretoria could create new opportunities for investment and development for the benefit of citizens in both countries. His Excellency was accompanied by delegates from Lusaka Provincial Administration and the Chamber of Commerce. The rehabilitation and upgrade of the Shantumbu Road in Lusaka is gaining momentum, with the Road Development Agency (RDA) reporting significant progress on the project aimed at improving connectivity between Lusaka and Kafue districts. The project forms part of a wider initiative to rehabilitate and upgrade 58.5 kilometers of road network in Lusaka, including 22 kilometers of Shantumbu Road corridor through Chalala Township. In an online statement monitored by Camnet News, Acting RDA Director of Construction and Rehabilitation, Engineer Pandeke Chabala, recently inspected the ongoing works being undertaken at Kayeji Construction Zambia Limited under the supervision of Optic Systems Limited. During the inspection, Engineer Chabala received updates on key activities currently underway, including roadbed preparation, pavement construction, culvert installation, drainage works, and priming operations along various sections of the road. As of May 30, 2026, the project had recorded an overall physical progress of 15.5%, with notable advancements on the Shantumbu Road, State Lodge Roads, and the Lilai Bypass Road. Engineer Chabala expressed satisfaction with the progress made so far, but urged the contractor to speed up implementation in order to meet the planned completion schedule. He said the road project is critical to improving urban mobility, reducing travel time, and promoting economic activities for communities in Lusaka and Kafiwe districts. Meanwhile, Optic Systems Limited supervising engineer Marijani Lungu said the contractor is on course to complete the Shantumbu Road project by September or October this year, barring unforeseen circumstances. Engineer Lungu assured members of the public that strict quality control measures are being enforced throughout the construction process. He explained that engineers are continuously monitoring works on site while laboratory tests are conducted on construction materials before and after delivery. He added that the road has been designed to last up to 20 years, provided regular maintenance activities such as resurfacing, resealing, and drainage maintenance are consistently carried out. We now go to Central Province, where government has commended forestry and wildlife officers for their commitment to protecting Zambia's natural resources despite operating under difficult conditions. Speaking during the opening of a forest law enforcement training for officers from Central Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Miuna Mwanagampwe praised the officers for their dedication and resilience in combating illegal activities affecting the environment. Dr. Mwanagampwe also expressed gratitude to the United States Forest Service for its continued technical and financial support towards Zambia's forestry sector. He said the training aims to strengthen forest law enforcement through the implementation of newly developed standard operating procedures and enhanced collaboration between the Forestry Department and the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. Dr. Mwanagampwe noted that Central Province remains vulnerable to illegal exploitation of natural resources because it shares boundaries with 8 other provinces, making it a major transit hub. He said illegal charcoal production, unlawful timber harvesting, wildlife poaching, and habitat destruction continue to pose serious threats to the province's natural resources. The Permanent Secretary warned officers against engaging in corrupt practices or colluding with offenders involved in illegal forestry activities. He stressed that government expects public officers to uphold professionalism, integrity, and accountability in the execution of their duties. Dr. Mwanagampwe further urged officers to remain non-partisan and committed to serving the public diligently, regardless of political affiliation. Meanwhile, U.S. Forest Service Middle East and North Africa Programs Manager Christina reaffirmed the agency's commitment to supporting forest law enforcement, environmental conservation, and disaster management programs in Zambia and other partner countries. Ms. Christina said the U.S. Forestry Service operates in more than 110 countries and works closely with governments and stakeholders to address environmental challenges and promote sustainable forestry management. She added that the agency remains committed to strengthening cooperation with Zambia's forestry sector to improve environmental protection and law enforcement efforts. Road safety experts, researchers, and advocates from across Africa and beyond have called for a shift in Zambia's road safety strategy, urging authorities to adopt system-based solutions to reduce road traffic crashes and injuries. The call was made during a capacity building program organized by the Zambia Road Safety Trust, which brought together stakeholders to strengthen knowledge sharing and improve interventions aimed at addressing road safety challenges. Secretary for the Road Safety, General Secretary Paul Mwanza, said the organization remains committed to promoting road safety through research, advocacy, education, stakeholder engagement, and evidence-based interventions. He said ZRST, a non-governmental organization, has been working closely with government institutions, development partners, academia, and communities since 2014 in efforts to reduce the country's road traffic crisis. Mr. Mwanza noted that Zambia continues to face serious road safety challenges that require coordinated action from multiple stakeholders across various sectors. He emphasized the need for sustained collaboration in order to reduce road traffic injuries and fatalities nationwide. Meanwhile, a Swedish road safety expert participating in the program urged Zambia to move away from approaches that blame individual road users and instead focus on designing safer transport systems. He explained that modern road safety strategies prioritize system design that prevents crashes and protects vulnerable road users such as pedestrians and cyclists. The expert said responsibility for road safety should be shared across institutions responsible for road design, enforcement, and transport planning, rather than being placed solely on drivers and pedestrians. He added that countries adopting system-based approaches have recorded significant reductions in road traffic deaths and injuries.
We are here, we know that road safety is a shared responsibility and we are all into it. Most of the issues that are going to be discussed, we are looking at the status of safety in most of these countries when it comes to road use. There are certain issues that need to be addressed as a nation, and these that have come to actually talk about the same issues, they've come to impart knowledge on us so that the issues of road safety in this country can be addressed. And there are certain things that are supposed to be put in place where ministries have to come in and bring up proper solutions to these situations that we have been going through as a nation.
Of course, you cannot fix all the problem overnight, and what you should do, you should look for those long-term measures. We know the measures that have been shown effective, so don't do much like experimentation, innovative technological measures. Do what has really shown to be effective, and that is very much calming the traffic, reducing speeds. So I saw that you have been putting speed humps, for example. This is very good. Like, they can be improved, not to be as harsh, but that's a good beginning. There are other measures where you can calm down the traffic so that cars can interact with pedestrians, with cyclists in a safer way.
The Advocates for Democratic Governance Foundation, ADEG, has expressed concern over the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ's directive requiring independent candidates to withdraw the use of the candle symbol, citing possible similarity with a registered political party symbol. ADEG Executive Director Gideon Musonda said, while the organization recognizes the ECZ responsibility to prevent voter confusion and protect the integrity of electoral symbols, such decisions must still adhere to principles of fairness, consistency, and predictability. He argued that electoral management bodies are expected to conduct thorough due diligence during the approval process, including verifying symbols against existing political party records before assigning them to candidates. Mr. Msonda said correcting what may be administrative oversights during an active campaign period risks disadvantaging candidates who have already invested significant resources in campaign materials bearing the approved symbol. He noted that independent candidates have already printed posters, banners, flyers, and other branded materials, and any mid-campaign changes could create unnecessary confusion among voters and undermine confidence in the electoral process. ADEG further stated that if the ECZ directive is based on perceived similarity rather than actual duplication, and if the affected political party is not participating in the forthcoming elections, the Commission should consider its position in the interest of electoral stability. The organization stressed that electoral symbols are temporary and specific to each electoral cycle, and therefore administrative decisions should be handled in a way that does not unfairly burden candidates. Mr. Msonda emphasized that transparent and predictable electoral processes are essential to maintaining public trust in democratic institutions.
Advocates for Democratic Governance Foundation wish to express concern regarding the Electoral Commission's of Zambia's directive requiring independent candidates to withdraw the use of kendo symbol on grounds that it bears similarity to that of another registered political party. While we appreciate the importance of protecting the integrity of electoral symbols and avoid voter confusion, we believe that electoral management processes must also uphold principles of procedural fairness, consistency, and predictability. As stakeholders in democratic governance, we had expected that adequate due diligence would have been undertaken during the approval process, including verification against records of registered political parties before assigning symbols to independent candidates. Correcting administrative oversights at the expense of candidates who have already invested resources in campaigns raises legitimate concern regarding fairness and electoral credibility. Independent candidates have already printed campaign materials, mobilized supporters, and associated their campaigns with approved symbols during an active campaign period. Such directives issued at this stage risk creating unnecessary uncertainty and may undermine public confidence in the electoral process.
And that story takes us to our first set of commercials, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
The Healing Word Ministries International invites you all to a 5-day revival conference. Join us as we step into reloaded greatness. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1 to 3 with our host, Pastor Victoria Chaluba. Our speakers will be Papa Billy Luvansa from Flaming Fire Ministries in Kabwe, Dr. Abedi Bwanika from Christ Witness Church, Uganda, and Father Robert Sihubwa from the Anglican Church. Our venue is at the Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill off of Kablonga Road. The gathering is on the 2nd of July from 17 hours to 20 hours. Also, on the 3rd to the 7th of July from 9 hours to 16 hours. We have the music coming from the Healing Word Ministries praise team. See you there.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our Zesco units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbanda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road, PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm. IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Thank you so much for still joining us on the Camnet News Desk, and now in international news. Nearly 9 years after the killing of 2 United Nations experts in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the country's high military court has delivered its final verdict. All 54 defendants charged in the murder of American investigator Michael Sharp and Swedish-Chilean expert Zaida Catalan have been sentenced to death. The pair were killed in March 2017 while investigating violence in central Kasai. According to the court, they were intercepted, accused of being traitors, and executed after being led into a trap. Among those convicted is Congolese Army officer Colonel Jean De Dieu Mabweni. Initially sentenced to 10 years in prison, he was handed the death penalty on appeal after judges concluded he played a key role in luring the UN experts to their deaths. While the ruling closes one of Congo's most high-profile cases, critics say justice remains incomplete. The National Human Rights Commission argues that senior figures suspected of masterminding the killings were never prosecuted. Families of the victims have welcomed the verdict but insist more investigations are needed, saying the appeal ruling is only the beginning, not the final chapter in the search for the full truth. Here's a roundup of international stories courtesy of Africa News.
Nearly 9 years after the killings of 2 United Nations experts in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the country's high military court has delivered its final verdict. All 54 defendants charged in the murder of American investigator Michael Sharp and Swedish-Chilean expert Zaida Catalan have been sentenced to death. The pair were killed in March of 2017 while investigating violence in central Kasai. According to the court, they were intercepted, accused of being traitors, and executed after being led into a trap. Among those convicted is Congolese army officer Colonel Jean de Dieu Bamweni. Initially sentenced to 10 years in prison, he was handed the death penalty on appeal after judges concluded he played a key role in luring the UN experts to their deaths. While the ruling closes one of Congo's most high-profile cases, critics say justice remains incomplete. The National Human Rights Commission argues that senior figures suspected of masterminding the killings were never prosecuted.
Les États-Unis chercheraient à acquérir les îles Chagos selon le Télégraphe. Cet archipel composé d'une 60aine d'îles et d'atolls dont la plus connue, Diego Garcia, occupe une position stratégique au cœur de l'océan Indien et fait l'objet d'un différend de longue date entre le Royaume-Uni et Maurice. Alors que le projet britannique de transfert de souveraineté de l'archipel à Maurice est au point mort, l'administration Trump envisagerait de contourner Londres pour négocier directement avec Port-Louis. Toutefois, une telle démarche nécessitera d'abord que la souveraineté sur l'archipel soit officiellement transférée à Maurice avant toute discussion. En janvier dernier, Donald Trump avait qualifié de grave erreur le projet de rétrocession des Chagos à Maurice. L'accord pour rétrocéder à Maurice ces îles avait été signé par Londres en mai 2025. Selon les termes, le Royaume-Uni devait conserver un bail de 99 ans sur l'île Diego Garcia.
A powerful magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck off southern Philippines early Monday, killing at least 4 people, injuring more than 200 others, and triggering a tsunami along nearby coastlines. Authorities say several structures sustained serious cracks, including a key access bridge, while more than 100 students suffered minor injuries or fainted during school ceremonies as the ground shook. Images showed damaged buildings, closed roads, and the wreckage of a Jollibee restaurant in General Santos City near the quake's epicenter. Tsunami waves of up to 1 meter were recorded in coastal provinces, prompting evacuation warnings and calls for residents to move to higher ground. The quake caused by the movement along the Cotabato Trench also disrupted air travel, forcing the cancellation of multiple domestic flights. Officials remain on alert as strong aftershocks continue while emergency teams assess the full extent of the damage.
And finally, in sports news this evening, XABI ALONSO is expected to take over the role of new manager at Chelsea FC on July 1st, 2026, marking the start of a new era at Stamford Bridge. The Spanish tactician will begin his role on July 1st, 2026, after signing a 4-year contract with the Premier League club. The club confirmed the appointment in an official statement describing Alonso as one of the most respected modern coaches who arrives with experience from top European clubs, including Bayer Leverkusen and Real Madrid. Alonso earned widespread recognition during his time at Bayer Leverkusen, where he guided the German side to their first ever Bundesliga title, alongside a domestic cup triumph and a strong European campaign. He later took charge of Real Madrid, where he experienced a brief but high-profile spell before leaving the club in January 2026. Chelsea's decision to appoint Alonso came amid efforts to stabilize the team following an inconsistent period marked by managerial changes and fluctuating performances. And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, we take a quick recap of stories that made headlines. Police speak to as LUKULU buries 7 murder victims. Organized People's Party pushes systemic reforms to address Zambia's development challenges. Independent candidate challenges ECZ over disputed ban on Kendo symbol. In international news, DR Congo court sentences 54 to death in final verdict on murder of UN experts. In sports, XABI ALONSO takes over as Chelsea manager on July 1st. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 8. It reads, "Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him." That ends the Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, like always, do remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good evening and God bless.